Now, next tonight, Craven Council in the Yorkshire Dales is to change the way some bins are collected. Residents will be told they must get their bins to the curbside or to a special collection point, otherwise they won't be emptied.
Now, it's a policy that other Yorkshire councils operate, and the Health and Safety Executive identified bin collection staff were at risk of developing repetitive strain injury. Ian White has been to Skipton to see what people think there.
Typical example, we just get halfway down, something comes parked in the end of the road, we can't go and get the bins.
Just one of the obstacles in the way of Skipton bin men on their rounds today.
That shouldn't be there, you should be able to get wagon straight to the top. So you're making a 10-minute job into what, 20 minutes or something now? You can see that typical bin there, full to the top. Then to drag that down here, it's all going to fall out all over the floor and that, and then they'll expect you to pick it up.
Some of these bins can be in excess of like 40, 50 kilograms, and the amount of pressure you've got on your shoulders is quite bad, especially on cobbles. On the flatter stuff, it's not as bad, but it's still a lot of pressure on your limbs, and then you've got to fetch them back up. And, you know, so you're doing quite a lot of mileage during the day, when really it's not really necessary.
That extra work has led to high sickness levels among staff. A report by the Health and Safety Executive identified a risk of workers developing repetitive strain injury. So now the council wants you to move your bin rather than the bin men to the curbside or special collection points.
Well, it's not just in the towns where people are going to have to make a change, in the rural communities too, like at this farm not too far away from Skipton. The bin lorry at the moment reverses right up that farm track to collect the bins. But come the change, the people who live here will have to bring their bins to the main road.
It's something we probably should have done before, because we've been conscious of the fact that the biggest sickness issues lie within this particular department. It's one thing to carry your own or push your own a little way, but if you're doing 1,000 a week like that, there's bound to be a payback at some stage.
Across Craven District, 26,000 bins are emptied each week. The changes will affect 2,500 homes. People we spoke to in Skipton today did not seem too impressed with the plans.
I think we pay far too much money for them to expect us to do that ourselves.
Not a very good idea, is it? They'll have us fetching it at Town Hall next.
Well, then in theory it won't take us long either for them to do it. So are they going to get paid less because we're working less hours?
Elderly and disabled people will still get help to move their bins, but for most people a change is on its way, and the bin men of Craven are pleased.
Now, some people watching will say, I haven't got much sympathy because that's your job, that's what you're meant to be doing. What would you say to them?
Come and have a go, come and have a go.
Ian White, BBC Look North, Skipton.
Boy, oh boy, plenty of you have been getting in touch with us about this on Facebook. Listen to this. Liz Sunderland says, I remember when bin men came down the path and lifted heavy metal bins on their shoulders, emptied them in the truck and then returned them.
But Lisa Holiday from Bradford says these bin collectors are out in all weathers collecting thousands of bins every week. They have to lug heavy, smelly bins every day. Stop having a go at the guys who do a job that no one else wants to do.
Claire Brown says, what about people in wheelchairs, old and disabled, and people with pushchairs that won't be able to get past?
Well, we love hearing all of your comments. Thank you for getting in touch. And if you'd like to comment on anything else that you see on the programme, then you can at look.north@bbc.co.uk or Facebook, where BBC Look North Yorkshire. And you can follow us as well on Twitter at BBC Look North. My bin night tonight, that's just reminded me. Get them out, husband.
Right, OK, thank you. Later on Look North.